Welcome back, guys, to the Buick Enclave rebuild. As you can obviously see, we've done quite a bit of work on this vehicle. It's not stopping, we still have quite a bit more work to get done. So without much more talking, let's get right to it. So now there's a couple components I'm going to need to go grab out in the yard to complete the install of the front upper tie bar, the lower tie bar, and the front reinforcement bar. So let's go grab those. We still got the part stars over here, but if I go back here, this is all my salvage parts, and we need that lower tie bar and the upper tie bar. I'm sure there's still something else, but like I always said to you guys, it's never a good idea to throw anything out until you're 100% done with the build. So I'll grab these two pieces and whatever else I need, and we can go back over there. I now have those two parts in. I now have also the original cooling system package that came out of the vehicle, which consists of the fan, rad, and condenser. The fan is very okay, so I'm not going to be replacing that. The rad appears to be okay, because you remember in the earlier video, we had to actually drain the coolant. It still had coolant, there was no leak, same as the AC condenser, that was all okay. But if I go over here, you can see it's all dented and squished and moved in all sorts of ways. It's not worth running the risk having this leak much later in the future. So I'm going to be installing a brand new rad and a brand new condenser. I have those in those boxes over there already. So without much more talking, I'm going to go ahead and start taking all the little pieces I need from these two parts, disassemble this coolant package, and have everything made it to the brand new coolant package. You guys know the game plan. Now you're going to see me put it in effect. I'm going to get to work. Alright guys, and there we have it. Old one, brand new. You can clearly see the difference. You can see how this bows like a banana over here, and this looks pristine. So now I'm going to go ahead and toss this on the vehicle, secure it in place, connect all the hoses for the AC, coolant, everything, wiring for the fan, and then we can move up to the upper tie bar and secure that one too. So let's get this over there. It's quite heavy, but not bad. Now I can start securing everything. There's a lot of components that has to go. Oh, look at that ice. There's a lot of components that has to go in here, so I'm going to set you guys to a time lapse and secure everything. Alright guys, as you can obviously see, we have made lots of really big progress. The cooling system is completely installed. Fan, rad, condenser, everything is secured both in the lower and top section over here. Upper tie bar is in, front crash bar is in. All the grounds are connected. Lots of the wiring harness are connected to the horn, to the crash sensors up over here, to the hood latch. Grounds are also connected all on this side. I had to open this up and run the wire in the front because I had it on the other side before, so I had to disconnect the fuse box, but that's all now properly secured, so I'm super happy about that. Only a couple more connections on this harness to go. This is for the top headlights, this is for the windshield washer reservoir and the lower headlights. We have the grille shutter connection over here. We have the front radar connection over here. We have the front camera connection, the bumper harness connection, the lower headlights, and the top headlights over here. So really good stuff. At this point, we're ready to start refilling the cooling system, all that fancy stuff, bleeding the system, starting this vehicle for the first time. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and secure the front radar bracket to the crash bar, make sure everything is good over there. So hopefully we don't have any codes. More than likely, this will need to be aligned, but let's get that done first. And now with the front radiator fully secured, it's time to throw some coolant on the vehicle. This is concentrate, so I'm going to go ahead and dilute it 50-50. And then we can pull vacuum on the system, make sure that there's no leaks, and then we can start refilling it with some brand new coolant. So now with my coolant already mixed, ready to go in, I'm going to go ahead and pull the cap, set up the pressure kit, pull vacuum, and then start refilling with some brand new coolant. Now that I have everything set up, I'm ready to pull vacuum. Right over there, it's slowly rising. We want to get this to about 15. So I think we're okay over there. So I'm going to go ahead and close the valve and then pull the line. And then basically we just want to hold this here for about 5 to 10 minutes. If this does not drop, then we're okay. If it drops, then we have a leak, and then we have to start checking all the hoses, right? Make sure we have everything secured properly. And back in about 5 minutes, and we're going to see how it looks. And alrighty, guys, it's been way over 5 minutes. I think I had it sitting for 20 minutes, but as you can see, we're still exactly where we were before. I have the coolant jug over here. I have the hose plumbed. I just need to pull this connector up and then connect this one. And as soon as I open the valve, you're going to see coolant flowing from the coolant jug over here in. Pretty cool stuff. So let's see this. And right away, it just starts going in. So we're going to keep an eye here and make sure we don't run this dry, because if not, we're going to introduce air back into the system again, and we don't want that. All right, guys, and just like that, as you can see, we have coolant in the system. Everything is bled, secured. So that's really good to go. Now it's time to do the official first start. Fingers crossed, everything goes okay. I'm pretty confident everything should go okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off the battery chargers, secure the battery terminals, and then we can hop in the vehicle and see what happens. Okay, securing the positive. That's good. Now negative. You can hear some sounds going on in the background as soon as I connected the terminal, but that's very normal. Now is the time I've been personally waiting for. Will this vehicle start? We have coolant. I haven't bled the brakes just yet, but I'm sure we have enough brake pressure to trick the system to get this started. First, I'm going to prime the fuel system so we can get fuel in the fuel rail, and then I will start it up. All right, now I'm in the vehicle. Let's see. Put this on brake. Okay, just clicks, nothing yet. Just that clicking. Okay, no starting, it's not starting. It's not even cranking or anything. Everything's just flashing. Yeah, I'm getting nothing. So I've had this battery on the charger, as you guys seen me just disconnected, but I'm going to just double check that we have what we need. And it looks like 11.74, so that's not enough to crank the motor up. Let me grab the booster pack, put it on here, and see what happens. Now I have the battery charger hooked up. When I check it, we have 14.23. Let's see if that works. So back in the vehicle, key fob over here. Oh, that was a crank. It actually cranked over now, so that's good. Now nothing. Nothing. It cranked over for a little bit. Okay, now nothing. All right, I'm gonna go grab a booster pack, hook it up, and then we're gonna see what exactly is going on with this vehicle. Because if it's a battery problem and I'm stressing over it like this, it's not gonna be funny. But I'm gonna go grab the booster pack, put it on once and for all, and see what's going on. All right, and I have the booster pack connected. I pray to God this is what's causing this problem. Let's hop back in the vehicle and try to start it up. Yes! Look at that! Oh my goodness, guys, did you see that? No hesitation whatsoever. Started right up. That is absolutely insane. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the booster pack, but that is absolutely crazy. No hesitation whatsoever. Everything sounds good, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Alrighty guys, as you can see, that is super good news. This vehicle started. I'm super happy about that. We have won the battle, but have we won the war? If you remember, we had difficulty getting this vehicle into the garage. It would not shift for some reason. Obviously open up the transmission when the engine assembly was out of the vehicle, and everything appeared to be okay at that point. Now I'm in the vehicle. I have the chargers connected to the battery. I've also gone ahead and hooked up the scanner, and it's lit up. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing right now. So as you can see on the scanner over here, this vehicle has 29 modules, so not bad, but we have over 88 faults. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this, restart the vehicle, rescan it, and then see what comes back. And that way we can know exactly what's active, because a bunch of this is going to be just stored fault code. But almost all the modules on this vehicle has a fault code on it. And if we go into the list of codes, you can see, obviously, we don't have the bumper on. The temperature sensor is not connected. I also went ahead and disconnected the fan because we don't have the ambient temp sensor. So the fan was on full speed. That's not good. Looks like we still have that fault code for unable to engage reverse gear. So that is not good at all. We have lost communication with cooling fan and active grill. So all of that is okay. It looks like all the other codes are all history. We have a current one for the brake module. So that needs to be bled. Obviously, like I said, we have one for the airbag system. So I'm going to go ahead and clear all of these codes and see what comes back. Now that I've cleared all the codes, as you can see, there's a lot more green on the modules than there were before. And we still have some active fault codes, unfortunately. So we still have that fault code for unable to engage reverse gear. I'm not sure why that is happening. All the other codes all make sense to me because there are things that are not currently connected to the vehicle. But this unable to engage reverse gear is the more concerning one. But everything else on here, I kind of expected for them to be active. So what does this mean? A lot more diagnosing has to be done, and I hope it does not involve having to remove that transmission again, because that would not be good. But at this point, I'm not sure what else to do tonight. So the first thing I'm going to get done in today's video is bleeding the brakes. Obviously, when I removed the engine and everything in the engine compartment, I disconnected the brake, which is the ABS module, so we can get the frame replaced. I have that installed. All the lines are fitted. There is no leaks. I have looked at that. The vehicle has started up, as you guys obviously know. But now we have no brakes. So I have my scan tool. I'm going to connect to it, start the brake bleeding procedure. Then I'm going to go to all four corners and get that done. And now, as you can see, I've lifted the vehicle in jack stands, front and rear. Same thing on the other side. I'm now going to need to pop off all the wheels so I can start bleeding the brakes. Now, as you can see, I have all the wheel pulled off. Same over there, and same on this side too. So now we're going to hop into the vehicle. And now we're going to start up the ignition. Just press and hold for 10 seconds and it's going to power on. And there we have it. So now with everything powered up, I've also hooked up the diagnostic tool. I'm going to go in here, ABS bleeding. Do all this fancy stuff. You know, it's pretty interesting how they make it difficult for you to work on your vehicle now. Back in the days, you could just bleed your own brakes. You and a buddy, Saturday evening or afternoon, you just bleed your own brakes. Now you need fancy tools to get the same work done. But now we're at the right spot. So that's the brake control module. Actuation test, automatic brake bleed, and let's see what happens. So now we have the specified PSI to set this into 300 kilopascals, which is about 45-50 PSI if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to hop outside and get all that set up. Then install that one with the fitting that comes in my kit. We have our brake tool. Hook it up. Now we need to get it to about 50 PSI. So now that I have everything done up front, if we go back inside, we're going to click OK and watch it do its thing. Yep, you can hear that. And we have the ABS light on now, so it's clearly working. We're gonna wait for it to finish its thing and then get going. Alrighty guys, that took a minute, but I'm finally at the last step in this procedure. I click OK, and as you can see, brake procedure is complete, so that's really good. Usually the idea is that you also want to start from the farthest caliper from the brake master cylinder, which would be the rear right. But in this case, the procedure made me start from the front right, then front left, then rear right. But the pressure is way good. It doesn't feel spongy anymore, so I'm certain that the brakes were bled properly as per the scan tool, so I'm happy with that. I hop back in the driver's seat and the scan tool should connect. I'm gonna attempt to start it up. Like I said, very, very good brake feel now. Yeah, that feels way better than before.
A few moments later.
Alright, well guys, we're over at the dealership right now. I just picked up a whole bunch of parts to get more repairs done on the vehicle. Right guys, when I'm back home working on the Buick, as you can see, I have picked up several parts to go on this vehicle. In this big box, we have the dash panel, which is going to be a mission. If you remember, the dash panel is deployed. So we have a brand new one from the dealership that's going to go in the vehicle. But first, I have some component that's going to go in the front of the vehicle, and I'm going to get to that. Alright guys, as you can see, I've made really good progress on the front end of this vehicle. I have the rad shutter fully installed. I had to do a whole bunch of repairs to the plastic just to make sure it's secured. That is all good. I'm happy about that. I also installed the top bumper support, hood latch piece. I test fitted the headlights just to make sure everything's looking good, and the fender. And that's all good over there. As you can see, I'm still waiting for a whole bunch of parts. The front windshield washer reservoir, this side headlights, I'm still waiting for those pieces to come in. Front bumper is also on back order, so I can't really do any much more work on the front end of this vehicle for now. I'm gonna hop inside, start preparing to perform the dash panel replacement, which is quite a task. If we go in here, you will see a lot of parts has to come off to replace this deployed dash panel, or the deployed airbag in the dash panel. So I'm gonna get to work, start popping out things, and then we can get this dash panel out of the vehicle. You can see I am making really good progress. The dash is coming out slowly but surely. Steering column, airbag, all of that stuff is out over there. I'm getting ready to move this console out of the parts I've taken off the vehicle so far. So we're making really good progress. Still have a whole lot of work ahead of us. I'm gonna get to it. Well guys, as you can see, I'm making really good progress on the Enclave. The dash is getting there slowly but surely. Again, I've never worked on an Enclave before, so this vehicle is very, very new to me. I've done this since multiple times on Taurus, Explorers, Flex, Edges. That's kind of my area of expertise, but this is very new. So I'm taking my time so I don't break any clips, any plastic, any trim, because it just makes everything more harder than it should be. But I'm super happy with the progress I've made so far. So without much more talking, I'm gonna dive back into it. Out and we're out. That was no easy task, guys. As you can see, the dash panel is now out of the vehicle, and I gotta tell you, this is one of the more tougher ones I've done, and I've done quite a few of this. This was definitely a mission to get this out. There's some areas where I believe they expect you to remove the windshield just to get the hardwares out. Right at the back of that HVAC duct over there, there's a place that the bolt should go, and it's almost impossible to get to it. This should be a better view. You can see that. That's one. That's another one over there. And that's another one over there. It was almost impossible to get to that without having to remove the windshield. So that was just brutal. And it's same on the other side and same down there. So I'm quite certain they expect you to remove the windshield to get this done, which is just crazy. But with enough patience, I was able to get it out. As you can see, those are those hardwares over there. You can see it's right next to the windshield. You can't get any tool in there to get this done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and move over the connectors. There's some sensors in this dash that needs to go to the brand new one, and obviously the dash airbag before we can throw it in the vehicle. A quick look on the inside. This is what the underneath of the dash panel looks like. You can see where the dash airbag is. Obviously I have a brand new one to go in the brand new dash I purchased from GM that actually just moved. But there's not much in here. It's a plastic dash actually. It looks like leather on the outside, but it's actually plastic. Now it's time to start moving the components over, like I mentioned, to the new one. Over here you can see some of the parts that came out of the interior to get this job. This is not even half of it. I have a whole bunch in the vehicle, but this is some of the ones I started putting out here, and there is a lot of pieces, guys. But now if I open this box, we have our brand new dash in there with the brand new dash airbag also. Obviously, it doesn't come as a set when you purchase it. This were two different purchases, two different parts, and it was quite a penny. But I could not find any used dash that has the heads-up display, because this vehicle is the Avenir. It does have the heads-up display, and it's a feature I like to keep. Over on the driver's side, right on the top corner over there, that's the heads-up display. And I know this because I initially purchased a used one, which is underneath here. And as you can see, there's a difference right over here. It's the area for the heads-up display, and that one does not have it. So I purchased this used one before I had to go get a brand new one. So that is a perfectly good dash. I could possibly go into another build at some point in the future. But now, this is the one I'm going to be throwing in the vehicle. It's brand new from the dealership and it has a heads-up display. So, let's go. First, I'm going to start by installing the brand new dash airbag. It's simply in here, like so. And over on the original dashboard, there's a sensor that goes over here. It just snaps out. That needs to be removed. Easy peasy, just like that. And now I'm going to reinstall it in the replacement dash. Now that's done. It's time to get the dashboard back in the vehicle. This is going to be fun. And now guys, I'm making really good progress. The dash is fully secured right now. I've gone ahead and installed all the speakers. So there's one over there, there's another one, and over on the driver's side there's also another one on the driver's side. So all three speakers are fully secured. Dash is secured. HVAC system is fully secured. So now comes all the trim panel. There's still a lot of stuff to go in here. I see I have quite a bit of parts over there and quite a bit of parts over here too to go on the vehicle. So I'm just going to keep throwing parts on until we reach the finish line. And guys, as you can see, the dash panel is now fully installed on the Enclave. I'm super happy about that. It was a bit of a task to get this done, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. As you can see, there's nothing sticking out of here anymore, and this is the proper way to get it done. I'm gonna put some power to the vehicle just to make sure everything's all right. I'm pretty confident I got everything done right. But before I do that, we still have more work in this vehicle. We still have to throw in the replacement driver wheel airbag, driver seat belt, passenger seat belt, and both roof airbags. And I have all those parts in this box over here. I was able to get 2 used airbags, roof airbags, as you can see. I was also able to get a great deal on the driver wheel airbag used, so that's good. And I have the brand new seat belts over here because most of the used seat belts were all black, and as you can see, the interior in the vehicle is not black, so I had to go brand new for those ones. And there you have it. I have the complete passenger side seatbelt out of the vehicle. Now, I'm not going to open the brand new ones, get it set up, and get it ready to go in the Enclave. All right, guys, and just like that, as you can see, we're completely done on the interior of this Buick Enclave, and it looks phenomenal. There is no doubt that Buick slayed this interior. It looks amazing, and I'm super glad that I can say we're 100% done in here. There's nothing to be done on the inside anymore. So I am super, super excited about that. But with all the work that's been done on the Buick Enclave, it's still quite unfortunate that we have a bigger problem. And that is we're unable to engage the reverse gear on this vehicle. So pretty much the transmission is no good. I'm currently in talks with my local GM dealership. I'm trying to see if there's anything that can be worked out to get a replacement transmission for this vehicle. Considering this vehicle only has 6,000 kilometers, that's about 2,000 or 3,000 miles, whatever it is. I'm going to put up on the screen. So it's absolutely insane that the transmission will go on a vehicle this new. But hopefully, I'm hoping to hear back in the next couple of days from them. I'm hoping we can come to a reasonable conclusion. Some kind of assistance, any kind of assistance would go a long way, because a new transmission for this vehicle is very, very expensive. But on that note, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, you know what to do. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.